Do you all have your hands on your money yet? No, it's not necessary. Yeah? I'm not a pickpocket or a robber. Actually, I've been the victim of a pickpocket once, or a robber. He took my ring. And not only did he take my ring, but also my watch. And finally, he took all my money, except the empty wallet. I was allowed to keep that. It was nice of him. Huh? I like him. Nice guy. Anyway, he had all these things of mine, and he put them in a pay envelope. I suppose he regarded all of this as his pay, I don't know. But anyway, he put it in this envelope, and he ran away. And in order to get all my things back, all I did was just a little bit of magic, and then our friend had no ring, no watch, no money, nothing at all. Because I still have my ring, my watch, and all my money. Okay. It's a very nice opening effect. And the main reason why I like it is the opening sentence. Because normally when you are announced, ladies and gentlemen, there's a magician here, and, blah, 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 and everybody says, oh, a magician, hold on to your money, hold on to your possessions. That's what people whisper to each other. And the moment you come out, and it's the first sentence you say, okay, have you all got your hands on your money yet? That sort of shows, like, oh, 2 seconds ago we were saying that to each other, so this guy knows what we're thinking. It shows that you're not some weirdo who has no idea what's going on in their mind. So it gives some recognition, and it breaks the ice immediately. It's a very good thing. Now, the method for this, what I tried to do in this trick was to find a method which is deceptive, of course, and how I started to think, how can I make something vanish from an envelope? And basically, there's more than one method. There's several methods. For instance, you could do all the stuff in the envelope and exchange it for another one. An empty one, but that was not such a good idea. The other way you could vanish stuff, for instance, if I put something in, I can palm it and keep it in my hand, for instance. And that has a good advantage, because you can see the object, you see it go in, except I cannot show the hand empty. That's the disadvantage. Another way to do it is, for instance, to have the ring and to maybe have a top it here. I don't have a top it here, but suppose if I would have a top it there, I could have the envelope like that, get rid of it in the top it, pretend it's there, then do this, and they see the hand is empty. The only drawback is, at the last moment, I can't show the object. That's the second method. The other method would be to make an opening in the envelope. I just got a star shape there at the bottom, so it could go through. So that is nice, because I could put the ring in, or another object, whatever, and then while I tear it up, I steal it out. So it gets out from there. So there's basically 3 methods. And in this trick, I've combined all the 3 methods. That's why it becomes very difficult to understand, because it's there's not one single method, in a way. All right, what I have is a pool here. It's the watch and the money is attached to the pool. Is a pool. Now let me tell you something about pulls, because if you have a pull and you would attach it to your jacket and you start pulling on it, that will move your jacket out of, it moves your jacket. So I have a vest. This is a vest. Actually, this, this is not my shirt. Huh? This is the vest, and the end is just disguised as suspender belts. So this is very tight. And there's all kinds of things where I can attach gimmicks. So this is very sturdy. It's really attached to my body, so the jacket will always, will never be pulled out of its place. Actually, to have a vest and to attach things to your body, for close-up, okay, is maybe, well, also important, but on the stage also, if you attach loads to your body, is 10 times better than to attach it to the jacket. If you want to steal a billiard ball and you attach a holder there on the jacket, that doesn't work, really. Because when you want to take it, the jacket moves. So the place of your load is never exactly the same. But when it's firmly attached to your body, it's always at exactly the same spot. So it's sort of boom, boom, you can grab it immediately. And it won't move. But when you attach it to a jacket, it will move its position. And also, when you have loads on your body, and you put on a jacket, that will sort of hide the loads much better because it falls over it, instead of that it pulls on your, and takes it out of the shape. Huh? Okay, this is the thing, it's like a key reel or something. And there is a watch and the money attached. It's a fake bundle of money. I have an extra watch, of course, but that's not so important. And to concentrate on the watch only for the moment, there is a little clip here which can go down, and that allows me to hold the watch without it being around my finger. Because if I would hold the watch with my fingers, then the tension of the line would do this. It would draw it up. So you need to exert a lot of force to keep it in place, and that gives you a very cramped feel. So just because this little thing is up, it allows me to hook it that way, and no matter how much force, it just stays there. Yeah? Now you see here also, the video is great, you can see a piece of metal here, but when I put tension on the line, it goes up. Because there is sort of a fulcrum working here. This is a piece of metal with the money attached, but the money can go up. Yeah? You can hold it like that, but it goes down. Okay? All right, so that's what it is. So this thing is attached around your wrist. I got the ring. The envelope I crease like this so that I can open it easily. It has been in my pocket a little bit too long just, but okay. And there's a Z wallet, this type of thing. No, it's not a Himber actually. Because a Himber normally has these ribbons, I think, but it's sort of like a Himber, it's a Z shape. There is an opening I cut. Maybe it's better visible that way, here. And it's for my thumb. So when I take out the wallet, it's very easy for me to open the thing. Small details, but in magic there is a lot of gimmicks even I use, not for magic tricks, just to make things go easier. For one trick I have to unbutton my, how do you call it, the cufflinks. Highly prepared cufflinks, they're loose. But I take more time than what it takes me. It's like snap fastener is what I made out of it. But it's boom. But if I would use real cufflinks, maybe it would take me just a little bit too long. And I can't afford that. But I could disattach them so fast it would be unnatural, but I just take my time. But I'm sure that I can do it fast and efficiently. You don't want to have a lot of stuff going on, and real cufflinks, sometimes you have that problem. So I've gimmicked stuff just to make things go smooth. It's not always for tricks. And this is one of those things, so I can open it quickly. All right. Yeah. So I start by taking off the ring, hold it here. Then I take this whole thing from my wrist and put it there. The money automatically goes up into the hand. I take this. There is the money. I take the money and put this either in my cummerbund or on the table. Now I fold this, and then I fold it once more, and with that hand I pull up the money. So you see the money, the ring, and the watch, and this is just there. I go to the pocket to grab the envelope, and I leave the money behind. So now in this position, and you can see the three methods which I use, because the money, it's vanished by palming. You see it go in, I pretend to put it in, but I just let it slide behind my hand. So it's very easy. I don't need to do anything. Actually here, to use sleight of hand, the reel pulls it into my hand, but I have such a handful of stuff, it would be very difficult to do manipulations. So it's much better to have the reel do it for you. It just goes back like that into the hand. So I don't need to do anything. So they saw it go into the hand, but I can't show the hand empty. Yeah? The ring goes into there. So they really see it go in. And I can look at it. And then I take the watch, I hold the watch, and I look at it. And then I shake the ring a little. And then I let this go into my sleeve. And then I pretend to see it still. Put it in, and the hand is empty. So that's the third method. So I use basically all three methods. Then I just tear up the envelope. Throw it away. Put the ring back on its finger. And you can show the ring, the watch, and the money. Okay? Thank you. We'll just place this here for a moment. This is a little surprise for later, just to keep the suspense. Huh? And Matt, I would like you to take one of these cards, but not a picture card. Any other card is fine. I'm allowed to see as well, so you can just take whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Okay. And I also have a felt pen, but sorry, I left this pen in my jacket. It got washed too hot a little bit, but that's not a big deal. If you take off the cap, there is no problem. You know, this doesn't matter. You just write your name on it through the clubs. That's nice, as long as it's nice and big. The bigger, the better. That's good. Thank you. Now, you see all the cards in the deck, they feel very normal, like they always feel on a Sunday. Except the 8 of clubs. The 8 of clubs suddenly feels very important. You can see, because if you place the 8 of clubs into the deck like this, and you do hop, it goes through the other cards to the top. It is on top now. I went too fast, or? No. Oh, I'll do it slow. I'll do it slow. You see, it's very simple. It's about the middle. Maybe not exactly, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is the movement. I'll do it slow. Hop. It cannot be, huh? And yet. You know, I became a magician to find out how I do this. Okay. Anyway. Here it goes, into the deck, in the middle. Yes? Now, it's okay, don't worry. If it would be on top to begin with, that would be cheating, you know. I don't like that. No. Anyway, okay, here it goes, into the deck, right in the middle. Yeah, okay. I'll do it this way for you. Yes? This way you can see it's really in the deck, and all cheating is done in an honest way. Yes. But it has one slight problem when it's upside down. The whole trick doesn't work anymore because it has to show its face to come to the top like this. It's a little shy. But if I cover the deck, hop, it rises to the top, but never higher than there. But if you turn it around, you don't need to cover the deck at all, because then, hop, it rises to the top like normal, but you already knew, right? Yeah, you know. Oh, okay. Well, because you like the trick, I might just as well explain it. In reality, the card doesn't go to the top. It's imagination. Also, it never went into the deck. That's all imagination, because it's my lucky card. I never keep it there. I always keep it separate. Fold it. Here. This little box. But what I don't understand is how you managed to put on my lucky card, in the box, your name. You must explain it to me because I don't get it. This is a trick I saw from Fred Capps many years ago in his lecture, and I immediately liked the effect. It's very, very practical because you There's no reset. There's many variations on it since that time. The basic idea is inside the box is a folded card which is attached to a thread, so it can't fall out, but it can move a little bit. I redesigned the cage a little, the box a little bit, and the idea is you have to have a chosen card which is folded, and you pretend to take it out of the box while in actual fact you don't. So you have the card palmed, and normally what was done was you made some sort of a shuttle pass type thing. What I found, many of these tricks, they have a box with a loose lid, so you would take off the lid, then you would pretend to dump the card out, then you would have to take the lid, sneak it on without turning up the box, so it's a little dangerous. But also, I felt that was wrong, because if I take the card, all the attention is on the card. To then put it down, do some stuff, and then come back to it, it's not a straight line. So I felt it was better to have a hinged lid, so that I always have the lid there. It makes a big difference. A box with a loose lid, I don't think makes much sense there. So you have this, but also I made the box a little bit different. The lid, for instance, is round, and there is an earring actually which I glued on. And okay, the lid is very loose hinged. So when I show this and I turn it over, it's like a hand which closes. Okay. At the same time, I open this hand and I let it grab the palmed card, and then I shake it out. So, okay. So, in actual fact, it looks something like that, and they see it fall out of the box. Now, at the moment it falls out of the box, I have the card here, and the attention is here. I palm the box, so to speak. Although it doesn't matter if they see I have the box in my hand, I sort of palm it out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. That's the principle. And I open the card, and it's their card. And then I give them the card with the signature and put the box in my pocket. Now suppose I would not finish it with the deck which gets smaller, which you saw in the close-up. If I would not follow it with anything else, I don't want to make an extra action out of putting the box in my pocket. Because if I put the box in my pocket, that's no good. I want to hide that. And basically what I use there is a principle of Slidini, which is a very strong principle. If you want to hide something, some people, okay, the larger movement will hide the smaller one. That is partly true. It only is true when both start and stop at the same time. So when I want you not to notice I put the box in my pocket, I have the card and I do. Because then it hides it. But if I make the timing different, if I would do something like, it doesn't work. So it has to have the same moment of starting and stopping. And then they won't notice that you put it there. So you get rid of the box because you don't want them to think about the box anymore. All right. To fold the card, let's say this is the chosen card. What I used to do was always to palm the card, and it's a classical method, to fold the card like this. You fold it once, twice, and for the third time. Now, no matter how long you practice this, for 10 years or 100 years, you will always have this thing that your hand looks like this. And it doesn't look really natural. So you've got to hide your hand behind the table or behind your back or something. Or what I normally like, if someone is sitting there, I would palm the card and do it behind their back. You know, that's very nice because then you're open. A person who's like this is honest. Okay. But a person who's like this, he's not honest. The further you are like this, the more honest you are. It's total nonsense, but that's how people feel things. So when you do moves, do them here. And smile. But if you do them here, every few inches you do them more towards your body, it becomes more suspicious. No matter how, and the move is just as hard to do here or there or there. There's no difference. Just it only needs a little bit more guts, but that's all. Now to fold the card like that, I wasn't so happy about that method. So I made another method to fold the card, and it actually ends up a little bit smaller. It's like this. I folded it, and it's smaller than this, huh? Because this one is folded in 4 instead of in 6. That one is in 6 and this one is in 4. And the method is, the first 2 folds you can find in expert card technique. And you start by holding the deck like this, the fingers at the short side, the thumb at the middle at the short side, but the thumb is sticking out as much, so not like this, but very deep down. You need your thumb. Okay. Now the top card is the one you are going to fold, so you buckle it. Now, and you move it to the back, but because both short sides are against the deck, the fold will automatically be straight. This is very important to have straight folds, because if the folds are not straight, it looks as if you crumbled up the card. But if they're very neat, it looks much better. It seems as if you've been out of the room to fold it, huh? So it's very important. Okay, so the first fold is straight. Now you can't go any further, but still you go around your thumb like this, so you get the second fold without any extra movement. Boom. And because your thumb is straight and in the middle, you got the card folded in 4 in one movement. So it's very fast, very economical. Okay, this you can find in expert card technique. But what I continued, when I'm here, I lift the card up and only hold it with the first finger. Okay? Now this hand is underneath the deck, like this, and this hand is about to grasp the deck, so it turns to take the deck. But when it turns, the deck folds the card around my first finger. And that's good, because the last fold is a tough one. You need a lot of force, but I got 2 hands to press it around it and hold the deck. Now it's in there, and I just take the finger out and press. And if I want to really press it, I could even do this. But it's not that I riffle the cards, but I press the card flat, so that it's really, it's very tiny, much smaller than this. So also when it's tiny, it looks more cute when it comes out of the small box. So we'll do it again slow as 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. There's one thing, you can do it very fast. I can do something like this, but you don't have to go so fast, because you can also do it slow. The main thing is, don't do it when people watch the deck. So sometimes, not often, because the construction is such it doesn't happen often, but sometimes when I'm in the middle of folding, someone starts watching the deck. So I stop. I just don't do anything, because nobody told me that I should finish it. I'm my own boss, and anyway, I stop, and nothing is more dull than watching nothing move or nothing happening. So it's very dull. So usually people will, they will look, and then they look somewhere else. Also, this is important. When someone is sitting here, let's say someone is sitting here, this applies to many moves. They're, oh yeah, and then they look, and then they look somewhere else. There's a moment of relaxation, but when they watch, I stop. Now suppose I would be watching and waiting till the person looks somewhere else. It might happen that the person says, wait a minute, why is he so concerned about, why is he watching me like a hawk? So whenever I want to wait for such a moment that he doesn't watch anymore, immediately I look somewhere else. Immediately, it's like, but I only look so far away that I can still see vaguely. I can still see the person vaguely. And I talk to someone else. So this person gets a signal that I'm not interested in him, which makes him more relaxed. And then he might look up. When I see him look up, sure, I continue. But I'm not watching him. And it's the most difficult person, avoid their gaze. If they're attentive of finding out the secret, just go so that you just can see it and wait for the correct moment. It's a lot better than going for it directly. Also, when you talk to someone else, because they're usually this suspicious type of spectator, they don't want to miss anything. There's nothing happening there. I'm asking something, he thinks maybe here is something going to happen, so they will put their attention here too, and I can see it, and I can grab my chance then. So it's, sorry, yes?
I have a question. You're using bridge-sized card.
Yes.
Now, when you do a poker-sized card, will that fold not be too big for you?
It will always be smaller than the other type of fold. He says, I'm using bridge-sized cards, and he says, if you use poker-sized cards, will it then not end up too big? Yes. No, it will be a little bit larger than what this is, but it will always be smaller than the other method. Okay. And what is too big? I mean, there is no given size, really, but...
Talk about the box.
You have to maybe adjust the sizes of the box. Yes, it must be slightly bigger. The size of the box, I made it such that there is just enough room for it to move, because also I find the smaller the box, the more cute, the more interesting. It's okay. But for the rest, it doesn't make any difference. But with this attention thing, there's another thing as well. If you have someone and they look somewhere else, and because I'm looking like this and I see they're watching somewhere else, they start watching while, for instance, I'm in this position, and then I start talking to someone there. I continue, but I take the same position, and then I talk to the person, and then I look back. Because then he realizes when his attention is back that nothing has happened. It's very important. Because if my hands were here and he would look back, he might get the feeling he missed something. So you try to get their attention back to that point as if nothing had happened. So, okay. Any questions on this or no? When you learn this, it's not hard to do, but of course when you try to learn this, you will of course use old cards. I don't know how many old decks of cards you have at home, maybe 10 or 12. That is not really enough. So the trouble is, maybe you come home, you try it, and then you don't have any old cards anymore, so you have to wait till you have new old cards, which takes a while, and then by that time, the time you have new old cards, then you have forgotten about this lecture, you have seen other lectures by that time, you've read other books, and you start to learn other things. And that's a pity, because then you have learned the fold, let's say, for 70%. And if you do that with 10 things over a year time, then you have learned 10 things for 70%, meaning you have nothing. It's much better to learn 7 things for 100%. So if you want to learn this, and I really mean it, buy yourself 200 decks of cards. And that's not so costly because you buy cheap cards. I used to say 100, but I've seen people who practice with 100 decks. I say now 200 decks. But you buy 200 decks of cards with a back design you absolutely don't like and do not want to be seen with in public. So when you have those decks at home, you have no use for them. The only use you could think of is to fold them up, and then you will learn. So if you want to learn it, make the investment and get those cards. Don't think, oh yeah, I will, and start. No, get the cards and then learn. And it's a very practical move. All right. Good.